What up, tubers? It's your boy Scotty Z coming at you with another EVT video. Real common problem with a lot of these older Pierce units is the overhead E-master button will start sticking, or it just will be real hard to push on. Well, that's true for all the switches, obviously. So we're going to go through it and try to figure out how we can fix it. There's a couple different ways. Let's get into it. A real common problem is for these these buttons to be real hard to push on and turn back off. So passenger side scene is giving me problems. Front scene is giving me problems. E-master seems to be working pretty good. That's usually the one that fails most of the time. We're gonna go with air horn, passenger scene, front scene, and I know for a fact the siren brake is not working good because when I did my PM I tested it. Okay. The officer side E-master siren brake weren't working as well, so I got the screws out of it, pulled out here. Two white connectors on the back, put those. Now each one of these are modules, okay? There's a little dip switch on the back. If you can see it, it's through this hole right here. And if you look at it, it's gonna have positions, like this one is set to, I need my reading glasses. Should be set to 4 or 3. No, 3. You're gonna have your first bank. The first bank switches should be set to 1. Then your second set to 2. And then if you had a third one here, it'd be 3, and this one would be 4. But there's no third one here, so this one should be 3. We can just. So we'll just verify that it is set to 3. Pretty much impossible to see. We can pull this plastic off. So we'll pull this cover off, because we gotta do so anyways to either clean or replace the switches. Sure not to lose any of your spacers. Guy up just like that. Keep all your spacers. Okay. Reading glasses on. Okay, so this module is set to 5. I don't know if there's any way you can see that or not. You got a little arrow pointing here, and it's set to 5. So we're gonna end up pulling those other switch plates off, so we'll see what those are set to. But basically all you gotta remember is whatever this module is set to, if you're gonna replace this whole module, set it back to that position. So that in this case it would be 5. Kind of move that out of the way, flip this over. So the switches that we were going to be dealing with was siren brake and emergency master. So the easiest thing to do is, see this little guy just pops off there, is to replace this membrane with one that's like next to it and never gets pushed. So this is a blank spot. We'll take this off here, and then we'll move it over here. But I've also had success with cleaning these with alcohol. Granted, this membrane may just be worn out from years of getting pushed, but so put that guy there. Siren, we'll take this next one over here. And siren brake was another one we were having a problem with. So we'll take this one off. Take this one next to it. Just gotta remember that you've done this before. Okay. I think also a little bit has to do with it. It's just kind of shifting around over time. It just kind of shifts off of the magnetic strip here. So, but we will go ahead and clean it with a little bit of alcohol. Probably best to do with like a alcohol rub and Q-tip. We'll see what I have. Alright, I just have like a little alcohol wipe pad. So we've already replaced our membranes here. We'll get that guy, little paper guy, and back where he's supposed to go. Something like that. Take this guy off. Clean around the area. See, honestly, this looks clean. Like, it doesn't look bad at all. I'm just gonna give it a gentle wipe down. Put it back in its designated area. Do the same with the siren brake. Go around the magnetic strip area. It already looks super clean. And this as well. Alright. And we will. Where is the bottom piece? There it is. I put it over here. Guy on there like that. Press her down, flip her over. And here comes the fun part. Now there is a certain way that this goes on, obviously. Yeah. Get all your little spacers in here. Of course, I'm missing a spacer. Okay, spacer's been found. There we go. Last one. Gotta thread the needle. Uh-oh. It's alright. Get the majority of them in there. There we go. 7 out of 8's not too bad. Turn this guy around. There we go. Okay, so I went ahead and pulled out switch module number 1 and number 2 spots. Went ahead and pull these out and check the switches on them. So in the main primary position that has the E master switch, it is set to, you're not gonna be able to see, but it is set to 1. And then the second position here, this one is set to 2. So I'm not trying to give you the wrong information at all. So the one on the end was set to 5 in the officer's position, and then the one here and the like kick panel, I guess, area, the knee area, this one right here, is set to 9. So bottom line, if you're replacing it, straight replacement, just set it to what it's currently set to. I don't know the actual explanation for why this one is 1, 2, 5, and 9. The only thing that I can think of is that there's modules in between these switches, or there's additional options for more switches, like if you wanted to add another panel over there for the officer. So I'm not trying to give you the wrong information, I'm just trying to explain it a little bit better. Bottom line is, if you're going to replace the whole switch module, set the dip switch to what it's currently set to. Okay, so basically we're doing the same thing as we did before. We're going to do passenger scene, air horn, and that one. And this was the knee one. It's by the left knee, siren brake. So we're just going to pull this off, switch it with another membrane, and then we're going to steal some membranes from this one and put them onto these 3. So. Alright, we're also going to give this just a little light blast of air here. This is something you need to keep in mind. I wonder if anyone caught it beforehand. I put the shield on backwards. I can't get to my plugs. So, be mindful of that. You put all these little spacers on there, and you do the hard work of getting all the screws in there. Come to find out, put it on backwards. It's not the first time I've done that. Probably won't be the last. On these specific clips, there's a lip on each side. It's kind of hard to get them wrong. These little clips that are on here, they're just like a little squeeze and pinch clip. And if you don't get them just perfect, they like to pop off of there. That's always fun. Put it on upside down. Okay, so we're in here checking our switches on the officer side. The officer side siren brake is working really good now. Still not getting anything on this E-Master. Honestly, I don't even know if it is an actual real E-Master. I've never seen an E-Master on the officer side, but that doesn't mean it can't be one. Alright, and then over here on the driver's side, my front scene is working pretty good. Responding to finger commands with light touch. Passenger scene is not working, so we'll have to look at that. And then on the little knee panel here, my siren brake still isn't working, so I'm gonna take this one back off, maybe switch it with a different membrane, clean it again, and see if I can get it to work. Okay, so I finally switched this with, I'll probably just switch it 2 more times, but it's working good now. With a pretty gentle touch. I mean, most of the time you don't obviously don't want to like smash it or anything, but anyways, so that's how you do it. We got all of our buttons working that needed to be fixed. What I did notice is when I was doing this for 3 times in a row on that siren brake, I noticed on the switch box itself, whenever I would just lay it flat on my toolbox, it would raise these buttons back up off of the gray board here. So what I did on my last go around is I just held the board here and then installed a screw here and then a screw back here, one by one, so that my switches wouldn't drop off of that board. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. It may not, but there's also little nipples on the membrane that need to fit into the circuit board a certain way, so if it gets offset or off-centered, it could affect the button operation. So alright y'all, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully you learned something. That's a really handy trick for the switches, so you don't have to order a whole new button module. Until next time, don't just follow the wolves, lead the pack. Later.